Hello and welcome you once again in this new session of history. Today we are now going to start with the same topic, that is the nationalism in Europe in the 19th century. How in our last session we have read about the French Revolution, why it has been emerged, its liberalisms were talking. Now we are going to start with the Congress of Vienna, that is the new spirit of conservatism. So, the conservatives believe that ancient customs, institutions, and traditions should be preserved. They believed about the tradition and the ancient custom should be preserved. They they were of the opinion that the monarchy, the church, social hierarchies, property, and family should be preserved. They never wanted the society to return to the pre revolutionary days. However, they believed that the changes introduced by the Napoleon could strengthen the traditional institutions. Though Napoleon had abolished the serfdom, feudalism, and made state power more stronger and more effective. What is the Vienna Congress? Vienna Congress, the victorious country, England, Russia, Prussia, and Austria met at Vienna, the capital of the Habsburg Empire, to discuss the future of the Europe. They had collectively defeated the Napoleon. That means England, Russia, Prussia, and Austria, they met at Vienna. It was the capital of the Habsburg Empire. They met there to discuss the future of the Europe because they collectively defeated the Napoleon, and they assembled at Vienna to draw up the settlement for Europe. The delegates drew up the Treaty of Vienna in 1815, and they wanted to undo the changes introduced by the Napoleon. The task was not an easy one. The Napoleon War had wiped off many old kingdoms. The main territorial changes were introduced with the view to keep France under check. So, the new conservative rulers did not want any great upheaval, so the territorial changes made to the Congress in the Vienna, and it was first changes was the Bourbon dynasty, which was ruling in the France before the revolution of 1789 was restored to the throne. France lost the territories which she had annexed under the Napoleon. A number of states were set up on the boundaries of France to prevent French expansion in future. The Kingdom of Netherlands, together with the Belgium, was set up in the north, and Genoa was given to the Piedmont in the south. Austria was given Lombardy and Venetia, which was a part of Italy. Prussia was given the territories on the western frontiers. The German Confederation of 39 states formed by the Napoleon was left intact. Prussia was also given a part of Saxony, and Russia was given the part of Poland. Their main aim was to restore the old order and to prevent the upheaval which would challenge the old order. The main objective was to redraw the political map of the Europe and settle the issue rising from the French Revolutionary War and Napoleon Wars. The immediate background was the French defeat and surrender on May 1814, which brought an end of the 20 years of continuous war. That means they fought for 20 years against Napoleon. Nature of conservative regimes was one of the major issues taken up by the liberal nationalists was the freedom of the press. However, the memory of the French Revolution continued to inspire liberals. Most of the government introduced strict censorship of the press and controlled the newspaper, books, plays, and songs. Conservative governments set up in 1850 were autocratic, and the revolutionaries were their ideology of the revolutionary was in 1850 the fear of repression drove many revolutionaries underground, but they did not remain silent. They formed a secret societies to spread their ideas and to train other revolutionaries to be a revolutionary at that time meant to what was it was that to and the to be the revolutionary they mean to fight for liberty and freedom and to oppose the monarchical government established after the Congress of Vienna, and many revolutionaries wanted to establish nation states which was essential part of the struggle for the independence. A great leader was Mazzini. Mazzini was one such revolutionary. His name was Giuseppe Mazzini, an Italian patriot and nationalist. Together with the Giuseppe Garibaldi, Cavour, and Victor Emmanuel II, he is considered one of the patron saints of the Italian Risorgimento. Mazzini had committed himself to the cause of Italian unification and independence. He was a member of revolutionary organization. He was forced into exile for his revolutionary activities at the age of 24. He formed an underground society under the name of Young Italy. Young Europe of Bern, which had members from the Poland, France, Italy and Germans, was established. Then see the picture of Cavour. It's a Giuseppe Garibaldi, and belief of Mazzini was by 1840 Mazzini had become the recognized leader of the Italian nationalist revolutionary movement. The new Italy would lead other subject peoples to freedom and liberty, a new Europe controlled by the people and not by the sovereigns would replace the old order. It had to forged into the single unified republic with its capital at Rome, and he believed that Italy cannot exist as a patchwork kingdom of states. The age of revolution, the liberal revolution of 1830 to 1848. First was the liberal revolutions in Europe. After the Congress of Vienna, the autocratic rulers tried to consolidate their power, and these revolutions were not unlike earlier revolution where the revolutions in France, Belgium, parts of Germany, Italy, and the province of the Ottoman Empire, Ireland and Poland, they make one group, military group to fight against the British and its counterparts. There lots of commercial peoples and middle class families joined the hand of the revolutions under the leadership of Mazzini. The first revolution took place in France. The liberal opposition of ultra-conservative government was steadily growing. The installment of Louis Philippe on the throne constitutional monarch. He was the liberal king. The July Revolution in France was a significant revolution. In other parts of Europe, it led the revolutions in Brussels. This French Revolution under the Louis Philippe, it evoked in the Brussels and the Belgium from the United Kingdoms of Netherlands and Metternich. Then Greek War of Independence and important impetus to the nationalist and the liberal movement came from successful War of Independence, that is the Greece, who had been the part of the Ottoman Empire since 15th century. The growth of revolutionary nationalism in Europe led to a struggle for the independence amongst the Greek in 1821, and from 1820 to 1825 Greek patriots fought alone, and later they got the support from the Greek living in exile due to the Greek classical heritage. There was a tremendous sympathy for the Greek. Then contribution of Romanists, Romania. The romantic movement and the national feelings starts in the Europe countries during that time, and the romantic movement was the cultural movement which emphasized the idea of the pride and nationalism. Avian Delacroix was the most important French romantic painter. He devastated the killing of Greeks by Turks, focusing on the suffering of women, children, and used vivid colors. He tried to appeal to the emotions of the people and create sympathy for the Greeks. There was a German philosopher whose name was Johann Gottfried Herder. He believed that the true German culture can be discovered among the common people. It was through the stories and the folk songs, folk poetries, and folk dances that the spirit of nationalism will be popularized among the revolutionaries. Another philosopher whose name was Karol Kopinski celebrated the nationalist struggle through the operas and music. He used to conduct the operas and the music, and the folk dances like Polonais and Mazurka became national symbols. Economic hardship, hunger, and the popular revolts of 1830. During the first half of the 19th century, there was an enormous increase in population throughout the Europe. People from rural army areas migrated to the cities in search of jobs. The aggravated the problem of unemployment in towns. Small producers has to face stiff competition from imports of machine made. There was particularly so in the textile industries, and the peasants groaned under a heavy burden of taxes for the feudal dues and obligations. So that's all for today's session. We will continue this chapter in our next session. Till then, have a nice day and take care of your health.